You've probably heard too much of me tonight already, I'm thinking, but I'm going to give you a couple of thoughts too, but after those two, I think you didn't get the best as last, I'll just say. In any case, I want to say a few words as Laura's father, obviously, and as Kyle's new father-in-law. And I've prayed the blessing on them, and I want to do that again here, obviously, at the end, but I'll just read my remarks. But before that, I want to say that, Laura, it's been such a pleasure for your mother and for me to have you. Maybe I'll read these remarks, I don't know. That you said that there's a song that says, "I love you first," and that's kind of true. But I'm glad that you know that actually there's another one who loved you before that. That you came to Jesus Christ early has been a blessing on your life. And I'm so thankful. So, with that, dear daughter, I'll try with my prepared remarks. Not get off text here. So as I was thinking about what to say at this toast, these are the prepared remarks, for Kyle and Laura, I started out by looking back over a few of the many picture albums that Jessica has diligently put together over the years. It was both a very joyful experience and a melancholy one at the same time, but seeing just a fraction of the things that we had done over the years with Laura let me know that I should probably try to avoid a shotgun blast of all the, or even part of the accounts of a lifetime's worth of experiences. I had to figure out how to boil it down. A cursory look at the dangerous resource we all know as Google showed me that a toast should impart some wisdom for living about life, but should definitely not be too long because the guests would rather eat, dance, and socialize than listen to the toast. As shocking as this realization is, I'll try to hold to it. My thoughts will touch on really two areas, which you've already heard some about from Allie and Helena. Running the good, long, hard race together, and always relying on the one who can guide you through the long run you have just begun together. Kyle and Laura met and got to know one another early on at the ice skating rink, as you've heard. I heard a lot about how much time Laura had skated with Kyle, though not necessarily down to the minute from Laura herself. Fortunately, Laura had siblings and friends who helped her remember from one homeschool ice skating session to the next, whether it had been 43 minutes, or 54 minutes, or some other number of minutes. This beginning of their relationship was appropriate, though, since they both seemed to like being in motion. Both are runners. Kyle and his family took Laura downhill skiing for the first time, and she loved it. He also took her four-wheeling for the first time, and she loved it. Sometimes her mother and I'm deviating from the remarks now, had to say, you might want to take his advice and not love it quite so fast, at least for a while. But anyway, she loved it. Kyle spent time at the lake with our family, paddleboarding and canoeing too. I'm glad that they seem to be well suited to each other in this way. And of course, this is not the only way they're well suited to one another, but I'm just sticking to the motion metaphor here. As just noted, Kyle and Laura are both runners. Several years back, Laura decided to take up running with an eye to doing some longer fun runs. Since she took up running, she has run in Bloomsday, the Hayden Half Marathon, and several other fun runs. I should note that Laura loves to run. Fun runs really are just that for her, fun. She enjoys going out and running and talking while running, which to her father, who wheezes along beside her, is somewhat challenging. Something that I find rather hard as her own father. But I can say that in large part, on account of Laura's good example, I have been encouraged to take running back up after a long hiatus. Long meaning decades. Kyle is also both a cross-country runner and a track runner who ran the 800 meters and the 1600 meters. As someone who also ran these races years ago, before settling into several decades of sedentary life, I could identify well with his chosen races. These are hard races that really challenge and push runners. I've really enjoyed going out to several track meets and watching the races with him. Though if the weather were a little warmer, a little drier, I think we might have both enjoyed it better. So for the future, Kyle. Since they have been together, though, Laura and Kyle have run in several fun runs together, which is a great metaphor for the married life that they're now embarking on. In the half marathon they ran together, as you heard already, Kyle encouraged and pushed Laura along and ran with her. I've heard Laura say to Kyle that they should get out and go for a run on several occasions too. This is good. Encourage it, Laura. Running can be done alone, but it's usually easier and more rewarding to run with someone else. My hope and prayer is that running will not only be an activity you two can do together, but that it will be a metaphor to remind you of God's design that He has for you. I pray that you will run the race before you with all your might, even and especially when it is hard. I pray that you will encourage one another in the race and support one another in the race. I pray that you will run in such a way as to inspire others to join the race and run their best as well. In 1 Corinthians 9:24 and following, Paul famously compares the Christian life to a foot race. Christians, like runners, need to exercise self-control and run with purpose, but not to receive a laurel wreath that fades, but an eternal crown in Christ. To the end of running the good race, I want to share with you Proverbs 3:5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths, or make straight your paths, some translations say. So whatever that path is that you're running, trust in the Lord with all your heart. I'm very happy to say that my firm impression is that both Kyle and Laura desire to take these verses to heart and live them out. Kyle and Laura, I want to encourage you both to do so more and more. The Bible says that we are to walk by the Spirit, which is another way of saying, run your race with His help. I don't think we're pushing too far there. Finally, like the image that we get from the book of Hebrews, imagine if you're running in front of a great crowd of cheering witnesses. All those here tonight and others who've gone before you want to see you run well and succeed. May God bless you and keep you, and make His face shine upon you in all the years that you have to come. We don't have our glasses ready, but when we do, we'll toast Kyle and Laura. So I guess at that point, maybe we should do it right now. You all have glasses. You got something. I don't have a glass, but I'll grab this one. Again, Kyle and Laura, may God bless you and keep you, and make His face shine upon you. God bless you.
Here.
So with that, I made it through that, kind of, sort of. We're going to have some dancing now. This is good, because amongst other things, Laura was a great dancer, and we were blessed to have Katie here tonight to lead us in some of those dances, because Katie was one who taught Laura a lot about dancing. So, Katie, are you ready to maybe give us some instruction, and if we need to,